The Sephora Savings Event is kicking off on October 31st. So today I am here to give you my no fluff recommendations for the sale. Now, why am I saying no fluff? The products that I am going to talk to you about today are products that I absolutely love. These are the products that bring me comfort or joy. They are products that surprised me. And there are products here that just are so darn practical that I can't help but recommend them to you. This means that in this video, there will probably be entire product categories that are left out. That does not mean there aren't products in those categories that I think are great. And to cover that, I am going to list some additional product recommendations down in the description box. But today, I really just wanted to focus on these things that I recommend above everything else. All of the details of the sale will be listed in the description box also. Just keep in mind that the Sephora Savings Event is not the best deal in town. Typically, brands themselves will hold sales closer to Black Friday that have higher percentages off, okay? Especially if you're not the top tier at Sephora. Just wanted to mention that before we get into the frenzy of the sale itself, because I know it becomes so tempting and there are so many great products out there. So let's get into that first category now, lips. I have to kick off this video with my favorite lip stain. That is from Violette FR. This is her hydrating lip stain in the shade Batiste. And I absolutely love this product. It has a beautiful glossy finish. It feels nourishing and hydrating, and it leaves behind the most even stain of any lip stain product that I have tried. If I had to share one criticism about this product, it's that we need more shades. Look at how beautiful and glossy that is. Let's move on to a second place lip stain product. And I'm bringing these into the discussion because of that limited shade range that is offered by Violette FR. These are the Kulfi Lassie Lips Staining Lip Oil, and I have the shades Sweet and First Sorry. This is a much thinner formula than the Violette FR. It's much more of an oil that becomes a stain than a gloss that becomes a stain. So let me just show you what these shades look like, in part because there is a duo that is available, limited edition, that has First Sorry and a new shade called Date. And even though this is my second choice for a lip stain, I'm probably gonna pick it up, guys, because I do love the shade First Sorry, and that shade Date looks really gorgeous. So let me show you what First Sorry looks like. That berry, that is First Sorry. Sweet is much more of a neutral shade that has sort of that milky look to it. So that is what those shades look like. But if you buy that duo from Kulfi, this is one of the shades that you would get. So I'm going to leave these on my hand while we move on to the next set of products, and then we're going to wipe off and check out the stain that was left behind. Let's talk lip balms. Yes, I have to recommend lip balms. I am a lip balm addict. I keep them all over the house, my purse, my car, my bedside table. I can't stand to be without it. And over the last several months, I decided that I was going to become a connoisseur, and I was going to try so many that I could truly tell you which ones were the best. Now, look, there's a lot of preference that goes into this, right? I mean, some people want a lip balm that has not just scent, but flavor. Some people want no scent, right? They just want something really nourishing. What I'm going to recommend to you today are these two, the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm, and then the Hula and Rixen, which I can't say no matter how many times I film this part of the video. Summer Fridays has been a long time favorite. You guys, this stuff just feels amazing on the lips, okay? It is so lush feeling. I don't know if the word is lush or plush, but you know what I'm saying. It's good. I love the scents that this comes in. This one is Birthday Cake. There's another one where the tube is almost the same color, and I think it's called Pink Sugar, and I absolutely love love that one as well. I don't know what it would take for a lip balm to sort of knock this out of one of my top spots. The other lip balm that I mentioned was the Hoola Enrich scent. This is really sort of a new entry in my favorites list. I really bought this in part because it was on sale. The Glimmer shades were on sale for like 50% off, I think a couple of months ago. I love the way this one feels too. And it has a little bit of a sweet taste to it and a really nice scent. These are the ones where if I have like a whole bunch of them sitting by my bedside, which I typically do, I will dig around until I find one of these. Let me tell you which ones I will pass over. The coffee lip balm. This gets into preferences. I prefer a lip balm that has a little bit more of a scent to it. This one doesn't feel as nourishing. I'll use it up, but it's not going to be the one that I reach for. Now, if we're going down the line to things that I like even less, I gotta mention this lip balm by Charlotte Tilbury. This has a chemical taste to me. It's like a sweet chemical taste. I don't know how they screwed that up. I mean, they had to have taste tested this, right? I cannot get past the way that these taste. That is even more true with the Supergoop Glow Gloss. This is an SPF lip balm, which is the reason that I tried this. This leaves a weird taste in my mouth also. If you love one of these, please let me know in the comments, especially this Charlotte Tilbury. I am really, really curious if anybody else has felt like this tastes like fake or chemically. I don't know. I don't know. Please let me know. Let's now move on to a set that I recently picked up, and it is what I am wearing on my lips today. This is the Merit, the Archival Essentials Lip Set. This cost $52 and it is a $74 value. It does include 3 full-size products, which is amazing. And I think that's how you know, yes, the value really is there. This is a limited edition set in the shade Archival, which is one of their most popular shades for their Flush Balm. Let's run through the products. We have the signature lip liner. What I like to do is to use this around the lip line and then sort of blend it out with a brush or my finger, and then apply a little bit of loose setting powder just to sort of set that down. Because this is gel, it is going to come off more easily than say like a Charlotte Tilbury lip liner. That's just the way it's designed to create a certain sort of look. I have really been enjoying this lip liner because it goes on so comfortably. It doesn't pull, it doesn't tug, it doesn't look fake because it's not creating this like really harsh line. And then we have the signature lip blush. The lip blushes are really special because they are only included in these limited edition sets so far that they offer around the holidays. I think this may be only the second one. This is only the second one that I know of. This is one of the most unique feeling lipsticks that I have ever applied. It's a matte formula, but it doesn't feel dry. It's more like velvet, and it creates this really sort of diffused look. I think it looks really beautiful on the lips. I don't have this on today. On top of the lip liner, I applied the third product, the shade Slick Sheen. This is glossy and fairly sheer. If I had to complain about one thing here with this set, it's that the applicator for this product is much smaller than I'd prefer. Okay, I know that I complain about how big the applicator is in the Clarins lip oil, okay, but you know, this is like a case of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Too big, too small. This is, for me, on the too small size. I do think the product is beautiful, but I have to keep sort of dipping in to get the level of product and the level of shininess that I want. There you can see that. I'm going to go and apply a little bit more. Maybe you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so one dip in was really only enough for me to cover just the very center of my lip, right? To maintain the level of like glossiness that I want. Same thing here. Okay, so I think you see what I'm saying, right? I still do not regret buying this set, and no fluff. I'm recommending this set to you or for you to get as a gift for somebody. If you watched my video where I first tried this, the packaging on this set is really beautiful. I think that anyone that you know would be really excited when they unwrapped it and saw the packaging and then pulled out and played with each product. So great for gifting. Let's talk about one more set in the lip category. I am going to recommend to you, and this is one of those very, very practical but limited edition, so get it while you can opportunities. This is the Makeup Forever Mini Artist Color Lip Pencils set. I bought one of these sets last holiday. Okay, that is, I think, the only time that they do these kind of sets where you can get multiples of this pencil. If you've been watching me, you know that I love Endless Cacao. It is a pencil that I use along the lower lash line. You can use it as your lip liner or to sketch out an eye look. I mean, these are some very, very versatile pencils, even though this set is called a lip pencil set. I think they named it that way because using these colors as lip liners is really sort of on trend. But the truth is, you can use these pencils in all sorts of ways. You get 5 mini pencils for $39. And let me just show you the difference between a full size and one of the minis that was in last year's set. This is a full size pencil from Makeup Forever. This is still full size because it's a very dark brown, and I do have other dark brown pencils in my collection. This is a mini size. So here you can see what these look like side by side. Full-size pencils are $25, just for reference. So this year's set includes 3 of the shades from last year's set. So I'm actually going to show you those swatched out. I also, as I said, have Endless Cacao. That is one of the shades in this year's set. So I'll be able to show you that one as well. These are 4 of the shades that are included in this year's set. So going from this direction, we have Endless Cacao, Anywhere Caffeine, Wherever Walnut, and Limitless Brown. The only one that I don't have that's in this year's set is Boundless Berry, but I did recently swatch that when I was looking for a lip liner to go with my Tom Ford Black Orchid lipstick. I was vacillating between 2 different options, and this lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury and the Boundless Berry looked really, really similar in color. I picked the Charlotte Tilbury because I felt like it would last longer, but I am just going to swatch this because I feel like Boundless Berry is very similar, and so I just want you to be able to see what that one looks like upside the others in this set. This one here is the shade that I'm saying is very, very close to Boundless Berry. It is only $39 for 5 of these pencils that are this size. I won't buy it this year because obviously I already have these, but I would highly recommend it to you. Before we leave the lip category, we have to wipe off our lip stain swatches. First up, let's wipe away the Violet FR. Okay, and just so you know, there it is. Now I'm going to try to wipe just First Sorry away. So First Sorry, nice and dark. I just wiped off the last one there. So that is the shade Sweet. All right, guys, so I feel like I've thrown a lot of lip products at you. So let's go ahead and move on to one of my favorite categories, eyes. I am going to recommend to you today 2 eyeshadow palettes, and neither of them are Pat McGrath. I never thought that would happen, but here we are. The first palette, and this may not surprise you, is the Lightwork 7 from Danessa Myricks. You guys, words, I don't even know how to talk to you about this palette. I really don't. There are so many good things. So obviously you've got the innovative packaging, right? Where it is this entire system that you can customize with the plate that comes off the front. That's a mirror that can be attached onto any of these individual palettes so that you can take that palette on the go. You can switch out any of the individual shades to create your own custom mini palette. And then you have the quality of the shadows themselves. I can't find a dud in the bunch. And of course, Danessa is a master of color stories. Obviously, you've got 18 shades here to play with, but if it's overwhelming, you don't have to think of this as one large palette, right? You can just pick a single color story. It's easy enough to just sort of select different shades from 6 pans to put together your look. So you can keep your looks very sort of tight and concise in that way and more sort of monochromatic, or you have the freedom here to really branch out and mix things up and try things together maybe that you wouldn't normally try together. I love to throw this in the crease and then to throw this one across the lid. Easy, easy, easy. I think this is what Natasha Denona was going for in her little duo that she released. No, this is it. Even though this is sort of a taupey shade, it has enough rosiness in it to really complement this. Look at the shimmer on that. So gorgeous, so easy. So you can build really easy looks here, but you can also do some really interesting creative things. This is phenomenal. And now let's talk about the eyeshadow palette that I am actually wearing on my eyes today. I am wondering if you can tell what this may be. If you guessed the Ethereal Eyes Nature palette from Makeup by Mario, you would be correct. I have absolutely fallen in love with this palette, you guys. This palette has even made me sort of change my mind about which colors of eyeshadow I really prefer. I was nervous, okay, about trying this palette because if you watch my review, you know that I really dislike the Moonlight palette from Makeup by Mario. So that was his last Ethereal Eyes release, and I think it was just a color story problem for the most part. I mean, there was probably some shades in there too that didn't really perform well. But guys, I have been really, really happy with not just the color story of this palette, but also the performance. Some people have complained that this is not as ethereal as, especially I think, the first Ethereal Eyes release, meaning that some of these don't create the scattered light effect that the others did. I don't know nothing about that, okay? I didn't buy the first one because I missed it before it sold out. And then, you know, he didn't bring that one back until after Natasha had released I Need a Nude. And once you have I Need a Nude, you don't need the Ethereal Eyes palette. So I can't compare it to that. And maybe that's why I'm not making that complaint. But I think these look really beautiful on the eyes. I love this combination that I have on the eyes today. I will tell you what I put on. Hold please. I started out putting this shade in the crease. Then I added this one across the lid, and then this one in the inner corner, and then this one in the outer corner. And that came together really quickly. And you can see when I kind of hold it like this, I've definitely been getting some use out of this. I think it's phenomenal. And I do think the color story is relevant right now, heading into fall. I would highly recommend you pick this one up. The last product that I have for you in the eye category is the Sarah Creel Eyes Up Creamy Kajal Long Wear Eyeliner. And I have this in Endless Taupe. I have talked about this quite a bit on my channel, so I apologize if you're like, please stop talking about that liner, but this is what that looks like. It's very similar in tone to Endless Cacao. I wanted something with a little bit more longevity. This one definitely meets that need. It has a lot more staying power than the Makeup Forever pencil. This one also has this brush on the end that you can use to sort of blend this out. Okay, this is already dried down, guys. I'm planning to pick this up in another color, I think, during the savings event because I'm so impressed with the performance of this liner. It is on the more expensive side for an eyeliner, but I think it's worth it, guys, to have an eyeliner that you know is going to stay in place. It's also specifically designed for more mature eyes. It's designed to not sort of tug and pull as you're applying. It just glides on easily. You can blend it out easily as long as you don't let it dry down too much. This is a kajal liner liner I would go for. I would not go for the Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liners if you want a liner to stay in place. So don't let the Kajal fool you, okay? Before we leave eyes, I have to give you something just to think about, okay? Let's talk about the Natasha Denona Texture and Tone Eye Sculpt palettes. She released two of these, two different color stories, one being the soft palette. This offers lighter shades and really only two shimmers here. Really an all matte palette, okay, for the most part. And then this was the dramatic palette. Much, much, much deeper, but you do get an entire row of shimmer there. I feel like these palettes don't know who they want to be. Okay, this one maybe does. I can see a place for this in someone's collection. If you are deeper in skin tone, you've got this nice mix of mattes and shimmers. You can build possibly a lot of different looks. This is the palette that doesn't know what it wants to be. I don't understand why she didn't include a full row of shimmer or metallics in this one as well. You're only getting two shimmers, and they're not really fun shimmers. There are your two shimmers. That's all you got. Okay. Also, this includes a lot of more sort of like creamy mattes. Okay. So here's my thing. If you are medium to light, if you want an all matte palette and you only want true mattes, this is not the palette I would buy. I would buy from Viseart because number one, I don't think you need that many mattes. Guys, look, I don't know your collection, okay? And I know that I'm coming from a place of having a ton of eyeshadow. I know, but this is the Paris Mattes Etendu palette from Viseart, and this cost $44. And Viseart has sales all the time. So you can also probably get this at some point here over the next couple months for 20-30% off. And Viseart mattes are phenomenal. Okay, they are known for their matte formula. I would rather have an all matte palette that knew it was an all matte palette. But let's just say that you're not looking for a palette that has, you know, more sort of like purple and lavender and these rosy shades. I mean, you want more browns, okay? Well, Viseart's got you there too. Here we go. This is the Petite Matte palette, and this is $40. Now, this is a smaller palette. Got it so close up in the screen that you can't tell, but this is a smaller palette than Paris Mattes. But yes, this is $40, and here are your browns. You've even got a black there, and you do also have this shade that's sort of a creamy white. You can get both of these for $84, and then if you buy them on sale from Viseart, less than that, there are your mattes. And they're true mattes, they're high-performing mattes, they're not creamy, and you can go elsewhere for your shimmer because goodness knows you ain't got much shimmer in here, okay? So there, I've said my piece, and now we can move on to the next category, which is blush. I have about 30 blushes in my collection, and that is not a flex. I mean, some people may not consider that a flex. Oh no, it's even more than that. Oh God. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm telling you that to say that the blushes that I am going to recommend to you today had to beat out some pretty amazing blushes. This blush that I'm going to talk about first, I think is criminally underrated. And I don't know if I've ever used that phrase in a video, but I'm using it for this. This is the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Matte Bouncy Blush. I have this in Hope. This is one of these more sort of like putty style blushes. It feels very, very creamy, but then when you put it on, it really sort of dries down and helps sort of blur out your complexion. This is the blush that I'm wearing today. So it is a very natural looking shade. Guys, I love this. I don't know why more people don't talk about this blush. This was released, I think, in the spring. So it's been out for a while, but I just feel like overall, I don't hear people talking about it. Now look, this is not luxurious packaging, okay? I mean, there's no mirror here. It's, you know, just this plastic component. Yes, I love my high-end blushes. I really do. But this is just, guys, this is such a beautiful product. It just blends out so beautifully, so effortlessly. I love the creamy sort of texture of this. It's just, It's phenomenal. You guys, if you have not tried any of these and you don't take any other recommendation from this video, I implore you to do yourself a favor and to try one of the shades of this blush. You won't look back. I'm telling you, you will not look back. If you have tried this blush and you didn't like it, let me know in the comments. I mean, I've actually never heard anyone speak badly about it. I just don't hear people recommend it. And that's why I wanted to recommend it to you today. The other blush that I wanted to tell you about and recommend to you, and again, not luxury packaging here. And in fact, people had a lot of negative stuff to say about the packaging. Hold please. This is the Say Super Suede blush. So this is a baked blush. This is talc free. I have this in 3 different shades. That should tell you something. All right, so here are the 3 shades that I have. This one is Mia, Amore, and then Grazie. They're very, very easy to blend out. They have a little bit of a radiant finish. So again, you're looking for a more sort of matte blurring blush. You want a more radiant blush that's also blurring. Okay, we got you either way. And I'm gonna swatch these on my fingers just so you can see what they look like. This first shade is Grazie. And then this brighter shade is Amore. That last shade is Mia. So that is the softest of the 3. I think you can see now that I have them on my fingers, that sort of radiant finish that they have. I absolutely love these. And again, you got no mirror. This is plastic. I know, but these perform so beautifully. Now that I've told you about some blushes that are near and dear to my heart, I have to do my duty to you and tell you about a blush product that I would steer clear of, and that is the Kosas Mini Blush is Life Trio gift set. I did a full review of this set here on my channel. I think I reviewed it the same time that I did the Merit, the archival lip set. So here's the thing. You get 3 blushes in this set. Here are the shades, and this is $33. If you were to pick up a full size of the Kosas blush, that's $29. So you're not really saving a lot by getting this gift set, okay? So to me, what that means is you better be sure you like these shades because you've got a choice to make. You could get the gift set and get these 3 shades, which maybe you love, okay? Or you could go out and buy one blush where you know that is your shade, okay? Look, I got this because I had never tried Kosas blush before, and I thought, well, I want to try a bunch of different shades. That's not even a good reason for you to buy it now. I'm going to swatch, and then you'll see why. This set includes 1 best-selling blush, Euphoria, and 2 new exclusive shades, Dare and Spellbound. So let's swatch those. This is the shade Euphoria. And then we have Spellbound. And finally, we have Dare. Guys, I think these shades are too similar. On the cheeks especially, these looked almost identical. You're almost only getting 2 shades, given how similar those 2 shades look. Just count this as 1 shade, okay? You got this shade, and then you got this shade. Yeah, it's cute, but I don't think it's worth it, guys. I just don't think it's worth it. In the fragrance category, I am going to recommend to you the Rare Beauty Mini Rare Eau de Parfum set. This has really surprised me how much I love this. This little set is only $35. This is a replica of the full-size sprayer, but this is actually the roller ball. You open it up, and there is the little roller there. I love it. And then this is the sprayer. And I have not had this that long, guys. And I think you can see that used quite a bit here. This fragrance is described as a warm gourmand scent with just a touch of spice. I think it's absolutely lovely. And it is really, really cute in its little package. So I think this would make a great gift. If you like the Rare Beauty scent, but you don't want two different formats of the same fragrance, there's this other cute little gift set. This one is called Selena's Faves Mini Fragrance and Blush Set. And this one is only $30. It includes this same little roller ball, which is just adorable. Instead of the travel spray, you get a full size of her Soft Pinch liquid blush in Happy, which is a very popular shade, and that's a very popular product for a good reason. It's a fabulous blush. Either of these gift sets would be great if you want to get a nice little fragrance gift for someone. Now, I want to talk to you about one hair product that really, really shocked me. I really figured this was a gimmick. I decided to give it a shot. Day Cactus Fruit 3-in-1 styling cream with taming wand. I do have just the styling cream that you can get in the tube, but this has the wand so that you can apply this on the go. I think it's great because you can also just apply this using the wand. If you don't like the feel of like that kind of stuff on your hands, which I don't because I'm weird, it's great for if you're doing a little ponytail action or a smooth back bun or whatever it is, making your hair look a little more glossy. I think this is a fabulous product. Okay, I've never tried the full size that doesn't have the taming wand because I'm just happy with this. I love it, and it's just fun to use, and it's practical. It's very practical. Now I have the original scent, which is citrus, and they did just release a new scent in Desert Peach. I have not tried that, and I'm not going to buy it until I run out of this, but just wanted to mention that there is a new scent out right now. And now, guys, we are going to wrap up my recommendations with foundation. I saved this one for last because I just did a 5-day 5 foundation wear test comparing 5 new luxury foundations that I have been testing out. So just in case you recently saw that one, I didn't want to lead off with my foundation recommendations, but I do have a recommendation for foundation that isn't in that video. First, we are going to start out with the sort of winner from that video, and that is the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Natural Finish Foundation. This foundation is absolutely beautiful. It is fuss-free, very easy to use, goes on really beautifully. It's lightweight, it's comfortable, it's long-lasting. You don't necessarily even need to powder this foundation. The wear test that I did on this was 12 hours. It held up remarkably well. I have to recommend to you now a foundation that was not included in that video, and that is because it is not a new product, but it really stands out as an amazing foundation in my collection, and that is the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Medium Coverage Foundation. This one really performs, I would say, very similarly to the Makeup by Mario, but there is something different about the finish, guys. It's almost like velvet. I mean, there's something just really, really soft about it that makes your skin look even better, I think, than the Makeup by Mario. So as of right now, this may be my #1 foundation. So that is a good place today to close out this recommendation video. I hope you have enjoyed this and that it has helped you if you were trying to make those difficult decisions about what to pick up during the sale. If you did like this video, I hope you will give it a big thumbs up. It really helps my channel. And please consider subscribing so you can see more videos like this. Again, thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you next time when I will be probably doing a video showing you what I picked up in the Sephora Savings Event. Bye.